What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a kind of speculation video. We're going to do a discussion on EX10 as well as BT24 two sets that will be coming out in the future, and where I think it's landing in terms of cards, certain things we might get in these sets. So EX10, of course, is Sinister Order. It's a bad guy set. We're going to see a lot of dark Digimon. So I definitely think that we're going to get some really cool cards we've been waiting for a long time. And then if you look at, on the other hand, BT24 Time Stranger, the new Time Stranger game, from what I can tell, the Olympus 12 is a big part of the Time Stranger game, if I'm correct. So maybe we'll see some more of those Olympus 12 cards as well in BT24. That's my speculation anyways. Of course, BT23 is going to have Cyber Sleuth cards or Hacker's Memory cards, which I don't know much about since I never played that game. I only played the Cyber Sleuth game. So I'm not 100% sure about all that. But EX10 coming in on September 19th, I think we're going to get a lot of cool stuff there. So we're going to have some kind of speculation on what I think is going to be in that set, and speculation on what I think is going to be in the Time Stranger set. Of course, I think Dawn of Liberator is going to be like a cool Liberator set. So I don't know if we're going to get too much Liberator stuff in the next couple sets, because they probably build it up for that for EX11. But let's get into it. Let's talk about what we think is going to be in these sets and what they could potentially do with them. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you miss a single minute of the fun. All right, without further ado, let's get into it here. Okay, so we have EX10 up here. We have EX10 right here. There's been the reveals so far. Of course, we got some Greymon, Mel Greymon stuff because we had the Black War Greymon Ace, which is basically the cover card of the set. So we already knew about that. We've been getting some Lucemon stuff, so some 7 Demon Lords. Creepymon must have just got announced recently because I missed that one. So we're definitely getting more 7 Demon Lords. You can see here another Impmon, Wizardmon, Myotismon, Ballmon, and then we got, it's funny, they haven't, we know we get Beelzemon Ace. Oh, that's a secret rare. That's hilarious. Beelzemon Ace is one of the secrets. I didn't realize that from the original reveal. But anyways, so got a lot of cool cards coming in this set here. But if we look at it, there's a lot left to be revealed. I'm hoping we get some X-Antibody stuff. We're probably going to get, 7 Demon Lords again. But I'm really hoping we get some more X-Antibodies because we still haven't gotten all of the X-Antibodies of the 7 Demon Lords. If we come over here, right here, you can see all the 7 Demon Lord stuff we have. We do have a Barbamon and a Barbamon X-Antibody already. Balphamon doesn't have his X-Antibody form, neither does Creepymon. Of course, Lucemon has X-Antibody, so does Beelzemon, Leviamon, 3 Barbamon and Lilithmon. So that's 5 out of the 7 have their X-Antibody form, but still, we're still waiting on other ones here. And they all have their 7th card, so that's kind of cool. So Creepymon and Balphamon are the only ones that haven't got an X-Antibody variant, so that could be really cool and potential for them to finally get theirs. I believe we have an X-Antibody of all the Royal Knights at this point. In fact, we're making the rounds to 2 basically. Every set that comes out, we're getting more 3-color X-Antibody cards or Ace cards, so that like all of the Royal Knights will have like a second X-Antibody with 3 colors. Some of them just got their 2-colored X-Antibody card, like their dual color, like Dynasmon and Lord Nightmon. So it'll be interesting to see if we get a triple color for them eventually too. But it seems like the second round of X-Antibody cards, when they do that triple color, are just busted effects, like super good effects. Magnamon, Omnimon, obviously. Been some really good ones. Examon X-Antibody is pretty good too. Just hard to get into because the deck requires you to DNA up so high. But yeah, that's that's where we're at with the Demon Lord stuff. So I mean, we could potentially see, if we go back over here, this article here, you see the different Demon Lords. Obviously, Pride, Envy, Wrath, Sloth. Creepymon's called Daemon in this one, but there he is. Wrath, Sloth, Greed, Gluttony, and Lust. So there's Belphemon X. So there is a Belphemon X, and there is a Daemon X. So they are, I like the swords too. Paradise of Loss, Abyss of Despair, Hellfire of Chaos, Roar of Awakening, Schemer of Gold, Duelist of Finality, and Goddess of Darkness. The cool thing about, and then they're like their little symbols too. The cool thing was the EX set had all their symbols on them. Plus, all their swords were on Ogudamon, which was really cool. So we're gonna get a new Ogudamon. That's a question too. But it's definitely a bad guy set. So who's gonna be the main bad guys of EX10? Who's gonna be the really, Beelzemon's already a secret rare, so it seems leaning towards him being a big part of the set, one of the big bads, one of the big really good cards for that build. But we'll see how well the other, 7 Demon Lords do as we continue to look into the cards. But could we get Daemon X or Belphemon X? I think it would be cool to get at least one out of the 2 X-Antibodies. So I'm throwing a prediction down that maybe we get that happening. We'll definitely probably get one of each. We've already seen Lucemon Chaos Mode. We've seen Creepymon, Beelzemon. I think we're getting, one of each 7 Demon Lords in this set. And some of them might even, like Lilithmon might also be a Bogra Army thing. Lucemon's Shadow Lord mode, which is basically, what does they call it? Not Chaos. Satan mode. That's Satan mode. And then there's Ogudamon. There's an Ogudamon X. Could we get an Ogudamon X? That'd be interesting. That would be maybe another secret. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Super Demon Lord of Atonement. So there is an Ogudamon X. We could potentially see that as well. That'd be really, really cool. But yeah, for EX10 anyways, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If they're going for the whole bad guy thing, it'd be cool to get some of the X-Antibody stuff in that. And I mean, so far, Lucemon's a rare, Lucemon Chaos Mode is a rare, which is interesting. So is Satan Mode. So, I mean, you definitely have some room to, potentially, make and Creepymon is actually a super. So, Creepymon's getting some love in this set. But you could see a lot of the 7 Demon Lords end up being rares. And then, especially if you do, a X-Antibody variant, that could be a super and an alt. Just saying. So that's kind of where I'm leaning with. EX10 will continue to look at the reveals, and when we get those reveals, we'll kind of come out and say, hey, we were right, or no, we were totally off. That's completely about something else. But that's where I think we're going with EX10. And if we look into Time Stranger here, BT24 after BT23, and I believe this is before EX11. January 17th is the set based on the new video game. When we watch the video game, we see a lot of stuff about the Olympus 12. Of course, the Olympus 12, Apollomon, Bacchusmon, Ceresmon, Dynamon, Junomon, Jupitermon, Marsmon, Marukimon, Minervamon, Neptunemon, Venusmon, and Vulcanusmon. This is kind of an interesting one because I was under the impression myself that Plutomon would have been part of the Olympus 12. So I don't know if maybe there's an alternate one, and this is just kind of forgetting. You know, yeah, the Digimon World Next Order. Marukimons and Data Squad. So they play a role throughout the series. They've been used in several different things, but we've gotten several different versions of them, and several bad different versions of them. If we come over here, we look at, we have 2 Dianamons now. This one, and we just recently got a new one. We have like 3 different Marsmons. I want to say, yeah, 3 different Marsmons. Two. That's the alternate art, but 2 different Marsmons. The BT11 one actually being pretty good. We have Venusmon, 1 Venusmon, 1 Minervamon. Like I said, we had 2 Dianamons. We have Plutomon here, but Plutomon, I don't believe Plutomon has. Yeah, it just has a Shaman keyword. It does not have the Olympus 12 keyword, but that's back in BT4. And I don't believe Sarazmon has the. Oh no, he has the Olympus 12. Okay, so maybe Plutomon is not part of the Olympus 12, but he seems like he might be a big bad for Time Stranger. So we could potentially see a new Plutomon. We could potentially see other, we've already seen in the collector's edition that there's Jupitermon Wrath Mode as a statue. So we're probably going to get Jupitermon Wrath Mode, which we don't have a Jupitermon yet. What are these? Of course, we have 2 versions of Polymon, 2 versions of Dianamon, because of the new, Ace and the new card we just got. And we got a Marukimon from the same set. Anubismon is Egyptian, so he's not part of he's just a shaman, just a regular shaman. We do have a Junomon, which is not that great. We have a Venusmon. And that's pretty much it, looking at it here. So, I mean, we haven't had a Sarazmon since BT3. And we've never got a Bacchusmon. So we got Apollo, we got Diana, we got Bad Juno, Jupitermon. I'm very much predicting we're going to get that one. We got Mars, Maruki, Minerva. We have a Neptunemon. I think I missed him here. There was a Neptunemon in there. Yeah, Neptunemon back in BT5. The most meh of Neptunemon. Venusmon, and we don't have a Volcanusmon. So Bacchus and Volcanus we don't have, and Jupiter. But we really don't like Apollo, Diana, Mars. I wouldn't say Maruki because he didn't really see any play. Minerva, Venus, of course, all have had good variant cards, whereas Neptune, Maruki, Juno, and Sarazmon was good back in the day, but it's been so long. But those guys haven't had a really good Olympus 12 card that makes you oh, this is good. This is going to be good for a deck. So I think those could get reprints. So I think we could see a bunch. It would be cool to see a bunch of the Olympus 12 stuff. I was hoping we'd get a set like Royal Knights ones where you'd actually get all the Olympus 12, maybe with alt arts and stuff like that, like they did with the Royal Knight deck back in BT13. I thought that would be cool. So, that is potentially an option someday. There's other modes too. There's a couple modes for Bacchus and Saras. Jupiter, Junomon Hysteric mode, and there's also Wrath mode for Jupitermon, which we know is coming in that's what the statue is. It's Wrath mode. There's also Minerva X, and apparently Mervamon, which is apparently a form of hers, but I didn't think so because it's just a regular shaman, not a Olympus 12. So there's Love, Smith 3C, They don't have Minerva. Minerva is basically Athena, which is wisdom. So wisdom and war, the other type of war, whereas Mars is just straight up the god of war. Genius, Mercury. That's supposed to be what's his name? Hermes, Mercury. Sky, thunder, and weather. Water and ice. Fertility, wine, and flames. And so it's Apollo, Bacchus, Ceres, Diana, Juno, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Minerva, Neptune, Venus, and Vulcan. And they all have like an animal, like Palamon's a lion, Bacchus is a snake, Ceresmon apparently is a bird, so I really did not pick that up from BT3. I hope you guys did, because I did not. Dynamon's a rabbit, Junomon's a peacock, Jupitermon's an owl, Marsmon's a panther, Mercurymon's a wolf. It's kind of interesting because I would have thought he was a lion. We got two snakes. Minerva is a snake as well as Bacchus. Neptune's a fish. Venus is a dove. And Vulcan is an octopus. So we could see a lot of cool cards. Honestly, there could be a lot of cool Olympus 12 cards. And I'm kind of feeling that might be the way. That's what my prediction is for EX10. We're going to get some cool 7 Demon Lord stuff. Maybe, hopefully, some X-Antibody stuff for the ones we haven't got. And for this other one, for the BT24 Time Stranger, we're going to get some Olympus 12 stuff. And hopefully some good Olympus 12 stuff. Because there's a lot of bad stuff. Does make me wonder, though, does make me wonder, though, because I figured that is Plutomon part the Olympus, if I can, Olympus 12. So no, Plutomon is not part of the Olympus 12. While Plutomon is inspired by Hades and is associated with the Olympus 12, it was ultimately denied entry due to its cruel methods and was exiled from the digital world of Iliad. So yeah. So Plutomon is not part of the Olympus 12, but it is themed on Hades or Pluto. So could be a big bad. So we could get a cool Plutomon from the set. That'd be kind of cool. So yeah. It'd be the Olympus 13 with him. But so not part of the Olympus 12. So I was kind of like, eventually we'll get like a really cool Olympus 12 Plutomon. So that's not happening. But could potentially get a really good one for just a bad guy card. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, I don't think that's going to be in, time in the EX10. I think that Plutomon's definitely going to be in BT24. But let me know your guys' thoughts about all this. What do you think about this speculation for those two sets? Do you think that I'm correct? Do you think there's going to be some other stuff in there? Let me know what your guys' overall kind of feeling is for these two sets. I just wanted to kind of talk about where I think these sets are going. There could be some possible, like, really crazy effects, but I just thought, like, you know what? Like, there's two sets, and they're really kind of interesting to figure out what they're going to put in there, because it's not your traditional kind of, one's based on a video game, one's based on bad guys. So it's always kind of interesting to see what they're going to do with stuff. So I wanted to kind of take my crack at, figuring out what's going to be in this, what's going to be the main theme, the focus of this. So I definitely feel like the Olympus 12 are going to play a big part in Time Stranger, but again, I could be wrong. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think is going to be a big part of Time Stranger? What do you think is going to be a big part of EX10? Do you think we're going to get some more X-Antibody variants of our favorite 7 Demon Lords cards? Let me know all your thoughts about this down below. And it looks like that's all the time we have for this video, but thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. That's all for now, folks.